Welcome to this question and answer forum featuring the candidates for the 2012 Fayette County Commission, presented by Comcast and the Fayette Chamber of Commerce. All local candidates in contested races in the primary election were invited, and they appear in alphabetical order within their race. All candidates were asked the same questions. Answers are to be less than 60 seconds. Why are you running for the Fayette County Commission, and what are your qualifications for this office?
Since my Army service in Vietnam, I've been involved in activities to make local government more responsive to citizens. I concluded that years of attending and speaking at Board of Commission meetings in Fayette County and expressing myself through newspaper articles weren't enough. I could make the greatest contribution through service as an elected official. I have the ability to understand a broad range of issues. I listen to and consider different solutions. I decide on a course of action. I coordinate with others to implement, and I believe these are key qualifications: faith, family, and Fayette County.
I am running for the Commission because I have a desire to serve this community, and I want to help return it to what originally drew each of us here. The old school values, the quality of life that we have come to love and expect from our county. It's time the Commission came together as a team and worked together for the betterment of the county residents. I have no personal agenda. I am fiscally responsible. I will spend your money as if were my own. I've been a single working mom for the past 17 years. During that time, I managed a small business, maintained a profitable workplace, and kept my budget intact. I raised my son during this time by myself while attending law school. I have my own practice in Fayette County as well as operate a second company, so I know what it means to budget a household, business, and raise a child. I stand on my honor as an attorney, businesswoman, and citizen of this county. I'm self-driven. I know how to lead people and to be successful. I have integrity, honesty, compassion, and a willingness to see things from an opposing point of view, to be able to do the right thing even though it may not be the popular thing to do.
What is your plan to promote economic development for Fayette County?
We must use our taxes wisely to maintain a stable financial foundation. Businesses need stability to plan their futures, and they seek minimal government interference to grow and create jobs. A Board of Commissioners of like-minded, independent members promotes an atmosphere that also supports existing and new business. I've been a small business owner, and small business is the backbone of our economy. I support growth, provided it is within the transportation and land use plans that maintain our rural character: faith, family, and Fayette County.
The county has done a reasonable job in trying to manage things over the past years, but I think that we have gotten away from what has made us who we are. Since 2008, this great recession has cost us some momentum. We need to be innovative and come up with a new plan by revising the land use plan and figuring how far off we are from being competitive. Commercial and residential overdevelopment has cost us the rural character of what made Fayette County unique. By following the land use plan that was adopted in 1985, Fayette County will not only have the opportunity to manage its growth in a manner that will accommodate future need, but it will maintain the unique character of Fayette County. The purpose of this plan is to provide a realistic guide or framework for future development. Another component to consider, along with the land use plan, is the Fayette County Comprehensive Growth Management Plan that was adopted in '91. This plan is a policy guide whose purpose is to be guide planning and decision making and to provide general policies in terms of future development.
What is the single most important issue affecting the quality of life in Fayette County, and what do you propose to do about it?
After education, which is the responsibility of the Board of Education, I believe financially sensible and balanced growth that maintains our rural character is most important. Maintaining our highly qualified team of county employees is essential, as is prioritizing budget needs over wants. No more roads to nowhere, no more 80,000 paving jobs for minimal use roads, and bidding out contracts above a minimum dollar amount is also reasonable.
The housing market is an enormous issue that affects everyone. Most all neighborhoods have had a foreclosure or know of someone that has or is going through this horrific event. For those of us who do own a home, we have seen a $10,000 to $50,000 reduction in valuations. This forced savings plans, as I call it, has had a negative impact on the households that we once thought of as a key element to creating wealth in our portfolios. Doing what we can from the government side of things to reduce taxes will help people save money. That savings can be used to either create a safety reserve or help our citizens reduce their debt. If we can get our citizens to really budget and get away from the American nightmare of debt, then the quality of life will improve.
What is the highest priority transportation project, either in Fayette or in the region, that is most critical to the area, and how would you propose to fund it?
I'd like to consult with Mr. Phil Mallon, our county engineer, and Sheriff Wayne Hanna for their opinions and traffic counts, but one, essentially the Georgia 74 and I-85 interchange in South Fulton County, and the East Fayetteville bypass within the county. There are funds allocated to the interchange project now, and TIA funds will be available if the July 31st referendum passes. And regarding that vote, I will vote no on the T-Splosh because I believe the region would be paying far too much money for much too little congestion relief. T-Splosh is nothing more than a tax trap.
The East and West Fayetteville bypasses were misguided and mismanaged, and from what I can see, there were personal and financial agendas at play. The T-Splosh, on the other hand, is big government and at the regional level working to tell us at the local level what we want to hear. In my opinion, the T-Splosh can be likened to an oligarchy instead of being run by all the citizens of the county. The grandiose promise that Fayette County is going to receive millions of our tax dollars is a pipe dream. Time and time again, we have these promises of tax and spend, and the local people bear the brunt of the negative impacts due to poor planning and mismanagement. Fayette County needs to be working on their own agenda and transportation issues and not be tied to the large regional oversight of the Atlanta Regional Commission. The citizens of Fayette County need to have a say in how they wish for their money to be spent in funding the transportation issues. In short, go back to the guidelines of the land use plan.
How do you define healthy growth, and as a commissioner, how would you plan to implement that vision for the county?
First, healthy growth is balanced. It conforms to the reason most of us moved here and why we stay in Fayette County, our rural character. Healthy growth attracts the kind of businesses that contribute to our tax rolls and also contribute to the character of our community. I oppose growth for growth's sake, and just because it would provide a one-time impact fee and downstream taxes while overloading our roads and services, just like Gwinnett. I look forward to working with fellow commissioners to set a tone for healthy growth and welcoming new businesses and supporting those already here. Faith, family, and Fayette County.
So what is healthy growth? It is growth that is contained in the community to create a safe and healthy living environment. We go to work, come home, and know that when we get home, we don't have to worry about crime and the safety of our family. We only have to be concerned with the daily routines like getting the children to practice a game or other activity. Again, we don't need to recreate the wheel here, but we do need to review the plans that have been put in place, such as the land use plan and the Fayette County Comprehensive Growth Management Plan, to ensure that we're still on track. We need to review these plans to make sure they're in keeping with the economic environment where we presently find ourselves. Keeping taxes low to bring either new business into the community or to help the small business person open a new business is key. Not only will keeping taxes low help decrease the number of vacant commercial properties that will stimulate our economy and encourage business to come to our county, resulting in the creation of new jobs and wealth. Small and engaged government that is zero-line budget will also spur economic growth and development.
Why are you running for the Fayette County Commission, and what are your qualifications for this office?
When I chose to run for commissioner 4 years ago, people asked me, why are you running for commissioner? My answer was that I worked 10.5 years for Fayette County as a public works director, and that I knew there were many things we can do better with good leaders. I also stated that I wanted to serve the citizens of Fayette County, and I wanted to take an active role in leading Fayette County. I have worked as Public Works Director for local governments for the past 20 years. I have experience and understand how good county government works. I am a 1977 graduate of Georgia Tech in civil engineering, and my experience is a plus when transportation issues come before the Board of Commissioners. I have a servant's heart, and I enjoy helping and making this county better each year.
Well, I think I can make a difference in the county. In my qualifications, I'm a Fayette County citizen. I've dealt with budgets, payroll, and employees for 27 years in my business.
What is your plan to promote economic development for Fayette County?
First, support for economic development initiatives are critical in order to maintain the quality of life our residents have enjoyed for so many years. Our Economic Development Authority has worked aggressively to attract new business and retain existing businesses. A few examples of recent success include Sandy Corporation's decision to locate their North American office in Peachtree City, which was a huge win for the county. Panasonic's decision to open up a North American Customer Service Center will also have long-term benefits for the county. These decisions do not occur in a vacuum, but are the result of countless hours of work by our Economic Development Authority, the Chamber of Commerce, local elected officials, and other community leaders. Last, we need to ensure that not only new businesses, but our local existing businesses can thrive in these difficult economic times.
It's not the job in the job description for commissioner to promote economic development. If the commissioner does his job, represents the citizens, looks after their financial, then the economic development will come.
What is the single most important issue affecting the quality of life in Fayette County, and what do you propose to do about it?
I believe our declining revenues due to the reduction in the value of our homes is the biggest challenge we face as commissioners. The citizens of Fayette County expect a high level of service from its government, especially as it relates to our Sheriff's Department fighting crime, fire and emergency services, and maintaining our county roads and bridges. Working with each of our departments, we strive to make them more efficient, where we can cut costs and still maintain a good level of service. This continues to be a high priority for your commission. Hence, declining revenues are a critical challenge as we continue to improve services for our citizens.
It's the incumbent and past commissioners who wasted the citizens' tax dollars on roads for developers, and then in doing that, they were destroying the rural character of our county. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to vote them out.
What is the highest priority transportation project, either in Fayette or in the region, that is most critical to the area, and how would you propose to fund it?
The highest priority project for transportation improvements for Fayette County is the interchange of State Route 74 and I-85. The ramps are badly congested at the AM and PM peak hours. Fayette commuters face delays as they travel through this less than ideal interchange. Fayette officials and GDOT are working on developing a plan for improvements and a funding strategy for those improvements. The funding will most likely come from federal or state funds, as this area intersection is outside of Fayette County. The East Fayetteville Bypass is a close second, as we need to provide motorists with an alternate route around Fayetteville. The East Fayetteville Bypass can be funded with our local SPLOST funds and federal funds.
Well, the Highway 74 Interstate 85 interchange there is a hot topic. It's one of the biggest traffic problems Fayette County citizens have, I think. But it's not in our county. So we have to work with other municipalities on the funding. But before we do that, we need to do first things first. We need to analyze the traffic flow and come up with a plan to fix it so we know how much money we got to raise.
How do you define healthy growth, and as a commissioner, how would you plan to implement that vision for the county?
Healthy growth is growth that is steady and conforms with our land use plan. The Fayette County Land Use Plan is used to plan for our future transportation needs, future water demand, and future education or school needs. Healthy growth that conforms to the land use plan would not overload our transportation road network, our water system, or our school system. I do not support dense development that doesn't conform to the land use plan, as this would hurt Fayette County's rural flavor and character. In the past, Fayette County has been blessed with good leaders that have developed a good land use plan and have followed it consistently. The quality of life we enjoy is directly related to this good leadership. I pledge to continue with this same good approach.
We need to balance our growth with our rural character. Stick with the county zoning is the way we do that.
Comcast and the Fayette Chamber of Commerce are proud to make this possible.